Hello everybody, welcome back to Liberator Trading. Today we're going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes traders make in trying to predict what the market will do next. Truth is, nobody knows what the market's going to do, what the next candle's going to do, where price is going to go, where price is going to fall. There's some things out there that can give you an idea of where it might go, but the truth is we don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, or how it's going to happen. So instead of predicting, traders build a plan. So how many times have you been right about direction, but you still lost money? Being right isn't always enough. Your timing doesn't matter. Doesn't always matter. Your risk management matters, and your trade management matters. Your timing can matter, and where you get in and where you enter. But it's definitely not the end-all, be-all. It's your risk management, your trade management that I believe is going to matter the most. The market doesn't always pay you for being right. It pays you for executing well. So let's open up the chart here. As you can see, I've got NVIDIA opened up. I'm going to actually create a little text box for us here. So let's just tab in some basic things here. We got pullbacks, we've got breakouts, and we've got support bounces. Right? So there are some things that we can think about here. Let's add another one. Yeah. So those are things that could be what your setup is. It's a pullback, it's a breakout, it's a support bounce. So where can you be wrong? Well, you can be wrong below support. You can have a failed breakout. And you can have a loss of trend. So these are things that you can be wrong at. I'm going here and just edit these properties for you. One's green, one's red. And then I'm going to add another one, and it's where do you take profits? These are just examples. Prior high, resistance, or a 2-to-1 risk reward. Right? So we don't always know what's going to happen. I'm going to make those yellow. So if you don't know where you're going before you enter the trade, you don't have a trade plan necessarily. So once again, we're going to go over these. Maybe your trade setup is a pullback, a breakout, or a support bounce. Now, where can we find some of these on NVIDIA? Can we see any of those happening here? So what's a pullback look like? Well, a pullback could look like a breakout, and then we're pulling back after we come up. Then we have a close, maybe above the high of a low day, breakout. There's a pullback, and so you enter here, maybe on that close above this low. But you can also enter on this breakout right here. So it breaks out right there, and then even here. Let me zoom in on this, and then even right here. Look at this. We actually have a pullback into the support right here on this. So you have 1, 2, 3 setups all coming out of this breakout of a recent spot and into the same thing. Now, where could we see something that fails? Well, maybe you're looking here and you buy on this breakout. You've got this. Maybe we pulled back here, finally broke out above it. Maybe that's what you're watching. Okay, well, it breaks out, moves up, but then we pull back into the support area. Maybe your stop was back here. Your stop might have been knocked out right there. Oh, maybe let's look for a failed breakout. Let's look. See if we can find anything. Well, here's a breakout. And then it failed the next day. Broke out above maybe that resistance area right here. Came out, boom, right back to it. And maybe let's look for a loss of trend. Well, maybe you missed this move and you got to the breakout here, and then your trend just started to fall. The trend maybe subsided. Right? Those are just some examples. And You can find any of these anywhere looking around. Now let's look at maybe something where we're going to do prior high resistance for our target risk. Okay, well, let's look back here after we recovered from our drop down. Pulled up, maybe you're like, I missed the move, didn't really like that before earnings. But then you're like, well, we pulled back, and then we just had this huge candle with an increase of volume, and you entered there. Well, where could your targets be? Well, your target could be up here in this spot. There's a prior high. Maybe it's resistance. And that could be a resistance as well. And then it gets out. Maybe you set it up for, well, there's a major spot here, just above there, so maybe I'll start to scale out back here because we dumped. And it's pretty previous back here. Then you could do 2-to-1 risk. Okay, well, how could you measure a 2-to-1 risk? Well, you can actually use a Fibonacci extension. Or what some people like to do, let's see if we can do this here. I just draw some trend lines. So some people like to do it this way. So they just duplicate that move, and then they'll stack it on top of where they enter. So there could be you can get out right there. This is just a couple things to look at. Really, really quick things. So next, instead of predicting, right, we're looking if price does this, then you move to that. Sorry, let's remove that. Sorry, I cleared everything. Just wanted to get rid of those. So if price pulls back, we're going to look for maybe a close above the high of the low day candle, a breakout, maybe a touch of a moving average. And then you'll do what? You'll enter in, and then where are you going to get out? So once again, if price does this, you're going to do that. You're not predicting, you're responding. Now, what if price starts to chop? As you can see right here, from basically here to here, NVIDIA was in basically a nothing burger zone for 176 trading days, or 256 calendar days. That is a long, long time. So you have to know, what are you going to do when that starts happening? How are you going to trade? You have to have a plan for those scenarios. So the next time you think about when you're going to enter the trade, stop asking yourself where you think the market's going, instead you need to say, what's my setup? Where am I going? Where am I wrong? Where am I taking profits? What's the plan? Is it a short-term trade, mid-term trade, or is it a long-term trade? So if you can answer those 3 questions, great. That's fantastic. That means you have a plan. If you can't, you need to start practicing doing this. It's going to help you improve your trading much, much better. So once again, if you enjoyed this quick little video, I know it was just a short one. There might have been a lot of things said, but once again, it was just quick to cover what are the types of moves that you're doing. So what's your setup? Where can you be wrong? What's your profit target? Maybe next time we'll talk about a little more risk management. But once again, this liberative trading, we've talked about a lot of different things. 0 DTE, squeezes, we've talked about different setups. I just wanted to make a quick little lesson here about making sure that you understand what your trade plan is and where you are going, where you're wrong. Once again, don't predict where the market's going. Respond to the market. You're probably a small player. You're not a big player, so you can't necessarily move the markets like some of them can. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate that. And then just hope you have a good weekend.